Hey guys, thank you for catching up with Caddo with me. Sponsored by Gregor Auto Marine RV. I want to brag on those guys. They wound up at the end of August donating over $60,000 back to schools up in the local area up there in the Texarkana area. Or actually, they sold the vehicles up there. I think they sold between vehicles, boats, RVs. They sold over 240 different items, and I think it was 68 schools were represented. I mean, if you bought something, you could ask them to donate the money back to any school you wanted to. But it totaled up to over $60,000 they gave back. So it's still a good time to buy from them. They're running a lot of promotional special interest rates right now on a variety of things. So all from SUVs, cars, trucks. As high as interest rates are right now, it's really a good time to get a hold of those guys. Like, I give you an example up at Classic Jeep Dodge Ram. A Ram 1500, they're running 4.9% for 72 months. So it's a good time to buy something from up there. They're running a lot of if you qualify, a lot of different deals on some interest rates. Okay, forgive me for how I sound. I'm still kind of under the weather from whatever's going on, but Caddo has risen. There's current. We've had a lot of rain. It's at almost 169 feet now. It's at 168, 78, right at almost. Yeah, it's getting close to 169 feet. A lot of water in the lake for this time of year. Notice current, which is a good thing. Water temp was 81, 80, 81. It was rainy when I was last out. The water temp didn't get that hot at all. So it almost had a fall feel to it. Of course, now this week it's getting back up to 95 and totally different deal. But still, frogs early in the morning for me. It's just going to be that way probably until November. But I'm either throwing the big one, the wave worm, wave frog, the copper red baits. This is a loudmouth one, actually, purple shad, or I'm throwing the little ripple purple shad. I'm throwing something that's either, you can see the difference. It just depends on what mood I'm in. I got faith in both of them. Pop R's early, ploppers if it's windy. A plopper or a chopo type bait is a really good bait to cover water. Something that's coming into play, and it's only going to get better as the water temp falls, is back on these swim baits. And I've kind of gotten off of these a little bit in the heat of the summer, but we've been getting bit throwing these grass pigs or a champ, or those are Berkeley swim baits. Those are the two I like, but these are good baits. Again, it's watermelon red fluke is just the deal. When they quit biting your top water, when they quit biting, something moving, there's something about that fluke, and you can work the fluke on top, or you can dead stick it, let it sit, and it just catches fish. It's just that I keep a fluke probably tied on year round, and what's funny, but I remember Paul Keith telling me years ago, when I was like, I don't throw a fluke but springtime, and just I remember him talking about how versatile it is and how you can catch. And there's been times where in December and 50 degrees, I'm throwing a fluke and catching big fish. So that's a bait that out here on Caddo is just always going to be a good bait. June bug worm, just a trick worm. I like it. Texas rig, the smaller one. The finesse for a drop shot is really good. Shaky head, all that stuff's coming into play, because especially now, if we keep the current for a little while, it's going to be fun in the river. Tree fish, I'm sure I've watched several people fishing trees, flipping plastic. So whatever you like to do would be, um, whether it's a Texas rig or a jig, or whatever you like to do around trees. I'm sure there's still tree fish. I just personally have been focusing on river stuff and current stuff and shad oriented pads or grass, where I'm looking for school fish, just a little easier fish to catch, and kind of trying to find pads that have the birds around them. You can hear the bait popping early for a big bite, and then I tend to move on to the fluke fish or drop shot fish. Lakes, the last couple weeks, the lake's been fishing good. If we keep the water level, and if we can, maybe even get a little bit more rain over the next few weeks, the lake ought to fish really good all the way through the fall. You haven't seen any of the. Normally in September, you start seeing the water turning over real bad, or like it just looks like there's no oxygen. The water changes colors. Just the fish aren't biting. It's just a rough deal. And I haven't seen, not lately. I haven't seen anything like that. The lake actually looks pretty healthy. That's really it. I mean, it sounds like I say the same thing the last couple of weeks, but I'm kind of doing the same thing every time I go out, and we're catching 25, 35 fish on all our trips. So it's kind of one of those things where if it's not broke, don't fix it. But when the water starts cooling down, I will have to adjust. I will have to do other things, and but as of right now, it's top water early in the morning, frog, pads, grass, stuff like that, and then when all that dies down, I'm throwing a fluke a lot, or a little like Texas rig, June bug, something. I'd love it to be about 20 degrees cooler, wind blowing, and throw some moving baits, but we're not there yet. But anyway, if you get a chance to come back out to Caddo, be careful, be safe, have fun. It's always a good time to enjoy this lake. It's majestic, divine, a lake that was spoken to existence by God, a lake that's got amazing history. It's just a really fun lake to fish. And, if you see me out there this weekend, wave at me and just holler at me, say hi. And I love the Caddo Lake family. So I love the community. I love, we've got a pretty unique bond of those of us that just really, truly love Caddo Lake. So appreciate you, and I'll see you next week.